This is continuous coverage.
Continuous coverage.
In the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell from the Hidden Killers podcast.
Hidden Killers podcast.
Tony Bruschi, thanks for joining us. We're going to go and get an update now on the morning's proceedings in the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell. Here's the latest from the 14th of April, 2023.
In a dramatic courtroom scene, key evidence was presented against Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, who are on trial for the murders of Vallow's children, Tylee, Ryan, and J.J. Vallow. The prosecution showcased text messages, emails, and phone records to create a compelling narrative that implicated the defendants in the disappearance and subsequent deaths of the children. The trial began with Madison County Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Spencer Ramel calling the next witness, Zulema Pastenes, who had a criminal conviction from the 1990s. Pastenes was present with her attorney, Garrett Smith, who was also representing Melanie and Ian Pulowski. The defense argued that it was not appropriate for Pastenes' attorney to be present in the courtroom, but the prosecution countered, stating that there was no evidence that Pastenes would plead the fifth and that her attorney was present out of an abundance of caution. As the trial progressed, Chandler Police Detective Nathan Duncan took the stand, offering a wealth of information from Lori Vallow's iCloud and phone accounts. Text messages between Lori Vallow and her brother Alex Cox revealed that they were conspiring to rid Charles Vallow, Lori's husband, of an evil spirit they believed to be inhabiting his body. Chilling messages were also presented between Lori and her close friend, Zulema Pastenes, in which they discussed blinding Charles Vallow with light and chasing him. Further evidence unveiled the tumultuous relationship between Lori and Charles Vallow, who had discovered an email that suggested Lori was having an affair with Chad Daybell. Charles Vallow was shot and killed on July 11, 2019, and text messages exchanged between Lori and Chad, just days after the murder, showed the couple discussing insurance money. Detective Duncan also revealed text messages sent between Lori and her eldest son, Colby Ryan, on November 22, 2019, concerning Tylee's Venmo account. This evidence further demonstrated Lori's attempts to cover up the children's disappearance. The courtroom was gripped as more messages were read out, including one from Lori to her brother Alex, saying, "So the plot thickens. Call me when you can." Another message urged Alex to stay close, as there was lots to do, and that everything was coming to a head. The defendant seemed unfazed by the evidence presented, with Lori Vallow even smiling and mouthing hi toward the defense's family members present in the courtroom. The trial took a dark turn when Zulema recounted a conversation with Lori in which she revealed that she had been the beneficiary of her previous husband, Joseph Ryan's $60,000 life insurance policy. It was clear that Lori's web of lies and manipulation had devastating consequences for those around her. In the crowded courtroom, the tension was palpable as Zulema Pastenes took the stand. Wearing a gray skirt, matching suit coat, and white high heels, she began her emotional testimony about her close friend Lori and their involvement with the mysterious Chad Daybell. The trial centered around the bizarre events that led up to a series of tragic deaths and the unraveling of a twisted web of beliefs and relationships. As the trial progressed, evidence mounted against Lori and Chad, painting a picture of a twisted, cult-like group of individuals who were led astray by their leaders' dangerous beliefs. The jury listened intently as Zulema's testimony unveiled a world of spiritual manipulation and dark secrets, the impact of which would leave a lasting impression on all who heard it. The friendship between Zulema and Lori began in the fall of 2018 when they met at Melanie Gibbs' house. Lori claimed to have received visitations from angels, including the angel Moroni, and even claimed to be a personal witness of Jesus Christ. Zulema, captivated by Lori's spirituality, was soon drawn into her inner circle. As Zulema's testimony came to a close, it was clear that the strange tale of Lori, Chad, and their circle of friends had only begun to unravel. The story grew stranger as Zulema recounted a trip she took with Lori to a Preparing a People conference in Street George, Utah. There, they met Chad Daybell, an author whose books focused on the end of the world and the second coming of Jesus Christ. Lori was immediately smitten with Chad and spent the conference flirting with him and putting the moves on him. After the conference, Lori became increasingly obsessed with Chad, even claiming that they had been married in a previous life. Lori's fascination with Chad led her to invite Zulema to lunch at Firebirds, where Lori presented her with a diagram explaining the concept of multiple probations and a light/dark scale. Chad had given Zulema her rating on the scale, and it was during this lunch that Lori confided in her about her husband Charles' alleged possession by a dark spirit named Garrett. She claimed that Charles had become a completely different person, and that they needed to cast out the demon that had taken control of him. As the story unfolded, Lori's behavior became more erratic. She began organizing meetings with a group of women, including Nicole, Christina, Serena, Melanie Gibb, and Zulema. During these meetings, Lori would teach them about her bizarre beliefs and distribute sticky notes with information about their past lives. She insisted that they needed to perform a casting on Charles to rid him of the dark spirit that possessed him. Zulema's testimony took an emotional turn when she described how Chad had given her a blessing, telling her that she was a special person who would do amazing things in the future. As she recalled this moment, Zulema became tearful and needed a moment to compose herself before continuing. The trial took a dark turn when Zulema recounted a conversation with Lori in which she revealed that she had been the beneficiary of her previous husband, Joseph Ryan's $60,000 life insurance policy. It was clear that Lori's web of lies and manipulation had devastating consequences for those around her. As the trial progressed, evidence mounted against Lori and Chad, painting a picture of a twisted, cult-like group of individuals who were led astray by their leaders' dangerous beliefs. The jury listened intently as Zulema's testimony unveiled a world of spiritual manipulation and dark secrets, the impact of which would leave a lasting impression on all who heard it.
This is continuous coverage
Continuous coverage.
in the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell from the Hidden Killers podcast.
Hidden Killers Podcast.